Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Disturbing details out of an equestrian center in St. Clair County. It now has owners pulling their horses from their stable. The owners of the equestrian center are charged with child pornography and child exploitation. Good to have you with us this Friday night at 11. I'm Devin Skillion.
I'm Kimberly Gill. Smith's Creek Equestrian Center is host to a number of children's programs and parties. Jacqueline Francis is getting community reaction tonight.
Ever since the news broke, people have been coming in with trailers and pulling their horses out of here. The two owners of the equestrian facility behind bars accused of producing child pornography and sexually assaulting children. It's not your usual day at Smith's Creek Equestrian Center.
Wanted to stop by. I know a couple girls that got their horses out today, and it's just kind of crazy. Just crazy.
The two men who run the facility are facing child pornography and exploitation charges. Todd Saab-Vizga, age 47, and his husband, Austin Saab-Vizga, age 29, were charged Friday. It comes after a tipster went to authorities, saying he received child pornography from one of the men. Court documents say the men used the app Telegram to send the explicit content. The men are accused of sexually assaulting an 8- and 12-year-old over the course of the last year. The details of the assaults are too graphic to say on TV. Investigators say many of the acts were filmed and sent to others. Kevin Linke, who runs a community Facebook page, says rumors had surfaced in the past, but nothing came of it.
Years ago, there were allegations made about stuff of this nature, and the people that levied the allegations were basically ostracized and told that they were liars, and they were kicked out of this barn.
The barn is known to host kids' camps and parties. Community members tell us the owners were heavily involved in the local 4-H program.
They got like 80 horses or 50 horses out here. That's a lot of horses, and it's a lot of kids.
Sexual exploitation, which is one of the more serious charges they're facing, that has a minimum sentence of 30 years or 15 years in federal prison. Reporting live, I'm Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Okay, Jacqueline, thank you.
New at 11, a shootout on the streets of Livonia, and as you can tell, it was caught on camera. The shooting happened this afternoon on a residential street that has just flabbergasted the neighbors there. Mara McDonald, live at Livonia Police Headquarters. Rounds and rounds of gunfire here, Mara.
Easily more than a dozen, Devin. And, all of this happening smack dab in the middle of the day. Livonia PD, they got out there fast, but you've got to see the video that neighbors took. Let me show you. Before this neighbor turned his phone to record, he'd already heard 3 gunshots. Listen closely. Then another shot. It's all coming from across the street. You see that white pickup truck trying to back out? There's a black VW right behind it, trying to do the same. Now, watch as the real shooting starts. You see the one man running and shooting. Neighbors say he lives in the home. His next door neighbor in green is also out with his weapon raised. As the white truck and black VW attempt to run, neighbors capturing the moment. Another one of those who showed up at the house tried to run and fell out of this Jeep. Neighbors tell us Livonia police were on the scene in 90 seconds and spent hours in the home where the original gunman came running out of. What happened here? The initial story being told is the people in the white truck and black VW came to the home as part of an ongoing child custody dispute. The child's father lives in the home. The mother and her friends were in the vehicles which arrived at the house. Neighbors like Carly McMillan came home just after the shooting stopped.
As we were coming home, we saw one of the trucks at the chill box on the corner surrounded by cops. We thought, okay, maybe that was what was happening. And then when we came down the street, we saw, I don't know, maybe like a half dozen cop cars, canine units, and then just a whole bunch of police activity.
At a loss to understand what was happening, another neighbor filled her in.
My neighbor next door, she was, had told me that there was a shootout, and it kind of seemed very surreal because this is a very nice neighborhood.
Back here live, Livonia police telling us tonight that they have got multiple people in custody, that there will be charges filed here. Everybody who tried to take off running from this thing, the Livonia PD, they caught up with them. And when you see how many shots were fired there, man, it's amazing that nobody ended up in the hospital. We're live in Livonia tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
So right. All right, Mara. Well, let's get a look at the weather now as we head into the weekend. Forewarned weather team tracking chances for severe weather coming.
That's right. Kim Adams joins us with a look at the timetable for when things could get nasty.
Well, we get through a good part of the day tomorrow, if not all day dry. It is Sunday that the Storm Prediction Center has put us under a marginal risk. To explain what that means, you can see at the top, the scale goes from marginal all the way up to severe weather. What we're expecting is south of I-94 to be a few thunderstorms later in the day on Sunday and into the evening hours. We've got wind and hail as the two primary threats, which is what we saw last Thursday. Flooding, a possibility as well, and then a low chance for tornadoes, but it would be wind and hail. And this is Sunday afternoon and evening. It does not include all of Metro Detroit. As you can see, what's shaded in green is south of I-94. North of that, including Livingston, Oakland, and Macomb counties, not included in that storm threat. Let's talk about rain chances over the next 7 days because we do need the rain. Isolated shower possible tomorrow. Keyword there, isolated. Don't cancel your outdoor plans for tomorrow. There'll be plenty of dry time. Sunday and Monday and Tuesday are the days that we expect widespread heavier rain, and I will time out that shower for you hour by hour for Sunday coming up in the forecast.
All right, now to an update to breaking news we brought you at 5. I-75 is back open after it was shut down from a car crash and tanker truck fire. Both directions were shut down at Mac during the evening commute after a 3-car crash caused the cab of a tanker to catch fire. Police say a 27-year-old was driving northbound when he lost control and struck the side of that semi, causing the at-fault driver to flip onto its side. A total of 7 people are in the hospital tonight. 3 of them just have minor injuries. The at-fault driver was cited for careless driving and no insurance. Police are still investigating.
Stunning scene. Also in Detroit, a 17-year-old girl hurt after being hit by a stray bullet. That happened about 1:50 this afternoon on Wabash Street near Puritan and Linwood on Detroit's west side. Police say someone fired shots outside a home. The victim was inside when she was hit. She is in serious condition in the hospital tonight. Investigators still looking for the shooter.
Prosecutors share new details on the behavior the Oxford High School shooter has been having in jail. They told the judge Ethan Crumbly has been exhibiting disturbing behavior inside the Oakland County Jail. It came during a monthly hearing to decide if the 17-year-old will stay in adult jail while waiting to be sentenced. Local 4 pulled a memorandum on the matter, but it didn't list any specifics. Right now, it doesn't look like the issue will have any impact on his current standing. Prosecutors say restrictions on health-related information prevent them from commenting any further.
A man is charged after police say he started a fire inside a Detroit gas station and injuring a clerk in the process. It happened Tuesday at the Sunoco near 7 Mile and Evergreen. Prosecutors say security video shows, and here you're seeing it, Julian Miller dumping a garbage can of gasoline and lighting it on fire with a blowtorch. Miller was arrested that same day. The clerk was hurt, but it's expected he's going to survive it. Miller is now charged with a number of felonies.
The State House passes a bill aimed at making construction zones safer. The bill that would allow state departments to install cameras in construction zones. The cameras could automatically track and ticket anyone going 10 miles per hour over the speed limit. Drivers would first get a written warning, a $150 ticket for the second offense, and $300 for the third time within 3 years. The legislation now heads to the state Senate. Well, the next time you visit Hart Plaza, you can stop by the statue of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Statue of the civil rights icon unveiled just today, portraying Dr. King delivering his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. Part of that iconic speech was read today by a Cass Tech sophomore who was among the many in Hart Plaza to watch the big moment. Before the famous speech made its way into our nation's capital, it was read during Detroit's Walk of Freedom. Really great. At the statue unveiling, Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson spoke about an issue important to Dr. King, and that was voting rights.
Benson says the newly introduced Michigan Voting Rights Act would go a long way toward ensuring everyone gets to take part in our elections.
It's a law that will replicate the federal protections and formally ban voter suppression in the state of Michigan and ensure citizens have a tool to protect against intimidation and suppression and other tactics that have been levied far too often for far too long. And today is about both honoring our past and thinking about what we're going to do in the future to recognize that voting rights have been deteriorating.
Supporters of the act hope it will be passed by the end of this year. People will have a chance to weigh in throughout the summer as a series of field hearings are held in cities including Detroit.